imagine a world torn apart by pestilence, an infection that splits apart the conscious and divides the line between person and monster. And as these monsters stand quietly in the dank shadows of the world, waiting to tear apart anything that makes a sound, the thing that becomes the most frightening due to the rise of such infection is humanity itself. Naughty Dog has presented us with such a situation. When faced with an epidemic, rather than coming together, humanity is torn apart. Such a strong narrative presented in a game. Congratulations, Naughty Dog. Your game has made our Epic 20, The Last of Us. The story follows the characters of Joel and Ellie as they journey through a dystopian United States. Ravaged by an unknown fungus and disease fatal only to humans, the world has now faced dire survival against the militant government, survivors who would do anything to live, and of course the infected. The infected are defined as humans, or once human beings that were infected by the spores of a cordyceps fungus. Over time, the fungus spreads to the brain, warps the mind, disfigures the body, and causes the host to involuntarily attack anything that makes a sound. Most are quick to label Naughty Dog's creatures as the new zombie. However, the infected are not dead. In fact, they are kept alive by the fungus to find another host or another area to create more spores. In turn, this adds a more disturbing point to the narrative of the infected. If they are kept alive, is there still a human inside fighting the effects of the infection?
I'm Henry. This is Sam.
Naughty Dog paints dread beautifully throughout the game. The realistic city landscapes are collapsed and torn apart by age and disdain. Vegetation spreads throughout the landscapes to give a correct sense of abandonment, and the devastation is strewn everywhere with abandoned cars, vacant houses, and bodies of once happy people. Character models are incredibly impressive and add weight to the environments. Facial expressions, such as Joel and Ellie's, are very human and add lots of drama to the dialogue. Character designs let you believe that these are real people that you have met.
That's kind of a long story.
Subtlety and silence are in abundance in this game. See what I did there? Regardless, this is a very moody narrative and environment, and the lack of crashing orchestrations actually brings the gamer further into the world. The slow plucks of an acoustic guitar add despair when trying to survive against enemies, and the silence when hiding in a room full of infected really drives the paranoia of being spotted. Take the cover and shooting mechanics from the Uncharted series, the sneaking mechanics of Metal Gear Solid, and camera work of Resident Evil 4. Throw out anything that does not work in those mechanics, and Naughty Dog brings you sound gameplay for The Last of Us. Everything works. Naughty Dog really understands the dynamics of surviving. This is a game of planning ahead. Every gun packs a punch, and the scarcity of bullets really adds importance to your decision making. Moving around the environments are fluid. Backpedaling is a great addition that we did not realize was needed in an action environment until The Last of Us. It should be in every game, even Zelda. The enemies are ruthless, not on the level of unrealistic accuracy like the Uncharted series, but they are designed to be clever. They flank, attack all at once, hear your clumsiness, and notice the difference between if you are armed, not armed, or out of bullets. The companion AI, especially Ellie, is very smart, almost clutch even. When I find myself giving a couple of goons the gramps, only to be blindsided by another hunter, Ellie jumps on their back to give me some time to recover and to save us both. Once the companion AI gets a gun, it helps you gather yourself amongst the chaos.
Medicine! Do you have any antibiotics?
There's very little to nitpick about The Last of Us, but there are some things that need attention. The graphics are definitely long in the tooth. This is probably more of the fault of the dated PS3, with the PS4 looming near, but it's tough to ignore. Enemies dodge bullets like Batman, but seem to be foiled by every brick and bottle thrown at their face. Most of the time you have no clue where to go. Similar to the Uncharted series, certain objects are interactive but not all objects are, which leads us to a short mini game of rub against everything in the environment like a feral cat. Also, just when you think you have narrowly dodged the infected, you get sucked back into the animation of them biting your face off.
You wanted a plan B.
Lastly, the companion AI and its not so great ability to select who to shoot can only be forgiven by Ellie's ability to do everything else well.
Ow!
A blueberry hurt you?
Overall, The Last of Us is a classic, an unsettling narrative into a human element and our struggle to make moral decisions in the face of adversity. It's a great indication to all other art mediums that we gamers do not play games just for points, but for experiences. And after much debate, we here at Pixel Versus Polygons have included Naughty Dog's latest into our Epic 20. Thank you, developers. Thank you, gamers, and thank you, world. Have fun.